Hello. We're on chapter 2 now. We're starting with 2-1, integers and the number line. And I'm going to start with a couple concepts that are really basic ideas about integers and how they work. Let's think about what the first numbers ever in history were. If you think way back when, back to the time of your ancestors, perhaps cavemen, cavewomen, what do you think they were thinking? Did they have a concept of numbers?
No.
No, you don't think so? Maybe not at the very first, probably not. Probably no sense of numbers. There was no conceptualization. It was just food and, survival, right? Yeah, Connor.
I think it either goes from 1 to 5 or 1 to 9.
Yeah, I think you're right. Once numbers were conceived, then I think you're probably right. They're probably going to be very simple, basic positive numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., etc. Okay? Maybe hunting concepts, I have 2 spears, you have 1, that kind of thing. Maybe 3 spears. Anyway, that sort of makes sense. And when you think about numbers, when you learn languages, one of the first things you learn in a language are what? The first numbers, right? And 1, 2, 3, and usually up till 10, right? Do we know anybody here who can speak different languages and can say some of them? Yeah, Lara?
I can say it in Spanish.
Let's hear it.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good job. Katrina?
I can say it in French.
All right, let's hear it in French.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Très bien. Muy bien.
I know how to say it in Ebonics.
Why not? Let's hear it.
No.
No? Okay. What else? We have other numbers?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, good. Hebrew? Yeah, good. Little sing-song, nice little musical. I like that. Any other languages here? No?
Show
You
tunes.
speak Italian? Want to hear Italian?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's Italian.
All right.
That's Italian. Buongiorno. Come sta?
Like a chef.
Hey. Yes, Bernadette.
It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Japanese. Let's hear Japanese.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
Nice, nice. Very good. Konnichiwa. And arigato.
All right.
What else? How about a little Hindi?
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's Hindi. What's up to
That's
5?
it? Oh, I was
Well, we have 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What about German? Anybody know German? 1, 2, 3,
I know 3.
4, 5,
I know bless.
6,
Cool.
7, 8, 9, 10. That's good. You know German and French. That's good. When did they come up with? We've talked about positive numbers in different languages, right? When did they come up with negative numbers? Anybody? When do you think they might have conceptualized of negative numbers and why? Alara.
When it got cold in Antarctica.
Fantastic point. Because when it gets cold, it gets sub-zero, -3, -20, -30. Yeah? Connor.
Probably in the early BCs and early 80s in the Middle East when they invented algebra.
Oh yeah, that's true. Algebra, right? Algebra invented in the Middle East. Good point. Way back when. Negative numbers, right? Good point. Sub-zero. What about these? What integer is suggested by each situation? What would 1000 BC be? Would that be a positive 1000 or negative 1000?
Negative.
Negative 1000, right? That's negative 1000 years because it's before Christ, BC. So it's negative. Before, 0 would be, after Christ would be after, and in this case, Christ's birthday would be right at 0, right? So now number 2, walk 9 steps forward. What would that be, Taylor? Walking 9 steps forward?
18.
Plus or minus?
Plus.
Plus what? How many steps?
9.
9. Good. Number 3, Jeremy Klein is $10,000 in debt. How would we say that, Alara?
Negative.
Negative what?
10,000.
Right. The concept of negative money is debt. You have negative money. In other words, you owe money. That's the idea. All right? Sounds funny. 2 days ago, Simon. 2 days ago would be in the past. Would it be negative or positive?
Negative.
So it would be negative? Negative 2 days. 6 feet under. Don't mean to be morose, but 6 feet under would be what? Positive or negative, Kyra? Negative what? Negative 6 feet. All right, that's good. Everybody get an idea? That's just an intuitive idea. Let's move on over. Any questions? Let's move on over here to the number line. Notice that these, what I call the railroad tracks, or the railroad ties, right? -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Those are the integers. They're the positive whole numbers and the negative whole numbers and 0. Okay? Those are integers. Integers are positive whole numbers, negative whole numbers. Don't forget about 0. Okay? Because is 0 positive or negative? Neither or neither. Neither, neither. Right,
Potato, potato.
right on. Let's call the whole thing. Let's talk about ordering on the number line. Is 2 less than 9? If I had $2, I'd have less than 9, right? So that would be, yes, that's true. Yeah, it sure is. Is -7 less than 3?
Yes.
It is. It is. Because anytime, that's what's written here, a negative number is always smaller than a positive number. Right? A negative number, always smaller than a positive number. Make sense? What about -10 and -8? That gets a little trickier. -10 and -8. Which one's smaller? Yes,
Negative-
Charlie.
-8 is smaller. I mean, -10 is smaller, sorry.
That's right. Negative what?
10,
-10 is smaller because it's more negative, right?
yes.
Okay. Get a little closer there. Good part.
You're talking
When you run water in the drain, which way does the water run down the drain?
So,
Goes this way. Go this. Everybody do this.
Are you
Clockwise.
sure?
Do this. Clockwise, please. Like this. Yeah? Hello?
Like these?
Goes clockwise. If you were to live in South Africa or Australia, which way would the water run down? Counterclockwise. Everybody do this.
Why is that?
Everybody do this.
it's a trivia.
It goes the opposite way down the drain.
Why is that?
Allie, do it.
Ryan.
No.
Why is that?
Is the water system set up differently?
No, it's because the gravitational pull is different on the below the equator. So everything down under is different than it is here in this sense. Now, what does it have to do with positive and negative numbers? Well, the analogy I'm making, the metaphor I'm saying is that on the positive side, things act in a certain way that we're used to, right? 2 is bigger than 1, 3 is bigger than 2, right, Taylor? Hello? 4 is bigger than 2, right? On the negative side, everything's opposite. Down under, on the negative side, it's all opposite. -4 is not greater than, you see, it's less than -2. You know what I'm saying? -3 is less than -2. On the positive side, 3 is greater than 2, but on the negative side, -3 is less than -2. So everything changes and works in a different way. Everybody see the analogy? Okay.